I'm going to give the quiz review for AP United States History 1 on Andrew Jackson, the early years. It'll be a fairly short quiz. There will be 7 fill-in-the-blank questions and then 3 short answer questions. There'll be 10 answers. They'll be worth 3 points apiece, which will make the quiz worth 30. And then I'll talk about the essay that'll be due after that. Here's your fill-in-the-blank questions. Blank was the lawyer that Andrew Jackson first studied law under in North Carolina. Number 2, the man that engaged Andrew Jackson in his first duel because of an insult in court was blank. Number 3, blank was the woman who Andrew Jackson fell in love with that was a married woman. Number 4, the man who lost his duel with Andrew Jackson after firing the first shot was a prominent attorney by the name of blank. Number 5, the nickname given to Major General Jackson by the Tennessee militia because of his toughness was blank. Number 6, blank was the Christian name of the man who led the radical Red Stick Indians. And the final fill-in-the-blank question is the regular U.S. Army officer that led General Jackson's charge on the Tallapoosa River at Horseshoe Bend was blank. I would like first and last names on those fill-in-the-blank and spelt correctly. The short answer questions. Here's the first. After serving 1 year in the House and 1 year in the Senate, why did Andrew Jackson leave Congress just prior to 1800? We would accept 2 answers there. One would be because he did not have a legislative personality, and the other one would be he did not play well with others. At 9, what was the strategy Andrew Jackson used in his second duel when his opponent accused his wife of being an adulteress? Now the strategy was, because Andrew Jackson considered himself a poor shot, he did not want to take the chance of firing first on his opponent and allowing his opponent, who was the best shot in the state, to have a deadbeat aim at him. So he made the decision to let his opponent shoot first, and if he survived that shot, then he would be able to take careful aim and try to kill his opponent. That was his strategy. The final short answer question is, after President-elect John Quincy Adams appointed Henry Clay as his Secretary of State, what did Andrew Jackson call this appointment, and how did Jackson refer to Henry Clay after the appointment? How he referred to Henry Clay after the appointment is he called him the Judas of the West, and he called the appointment a corrupt bargain. Okay, those will be the questions for the quiz. We will meet in the Commons and take that tomorrow. It'll be worth 30 points. The other part that will be graded tomorrow is the short essay question that I gave you yesterday. And you are to work on this essay question and have it presentable prior to the test, and you will turn that in prior to the test for grading. It will also be worth 30 points. And again, I will read it to you. Explain the presidential election of 1824 in detail. List all the nominees from the Republican Party. There were 4. Tell where each candidate was from, what section of the country. The exact number of popular votes that each of those 4 Republican candidates received from the voters. Also the exact number of electoral votes that each candidate received from the voters. Those are pretty standard questions that have a specific answer. The final part of the essay is list the special circumstances that occurred to elect John Quincy Adams as the nation's 6th president. These are the special circumstances. Once you put all the information down about the candidates, where they're from, the total number of popular votes, and the total number of electoral votes, the special circumstances are this. None of the 4 candidates received the 131 electoral votes necessary to be elected president. Therefore, according to the Constitution, the House of Representatives will decide by voting. Now, the rule at the time was only the top 3 vote getters in the Electoral College would be eligible, meaning that Henry Clay, who received the least amount of electoral votes, would be out. Well, what Henry Clay did because he was a rival of Andrew Jackson. They both were from the western part of the United States. Clay from Kentucky, Jackson from Tennessee, but Jackson was more popular because of his war and Indian war efforts and the War of 1812. Therefore, Henry Clay pushed his supporters in the House to vote for John Quincy Adams. The result of that was 13 votes for Adams, 7 votes for Jackson, and 4 votes for Crawford, giving John Quincy Adams the presidency. Now, you don't have to answer anything about Jackson's feelings about that, because they are part of the short answer questions. Again, you need to write that essay out nice and neat. Make sure it's turned in prior to the test tomorrow. We'll give you the test. Both will be graded separately. Essay worth 30, quiz worth 30. If you have any questions, you can always text me and let me know what your questions are. With that, we'll see you tomorrow in the Commons, 2nd and 5th period for this exercise. Thank you.